Monetary policy one is you lower interest rates, and that's stimulants. When that runs out, you go to the second type of monetary policy, which is you buy financial assets with printed money. When that runs out, which is out, then you go to monetary policy three. It has various forms. And that form has to do with governments running deficits, or they can also call it helicopter money in various ways, running deficits that the central bank monetizes. And it can take all different forms, but that's what you get. And that is a classic, reserve currency question in a fiat monetary system, I think. And so isn't it mad that when the next downturn, we're going to have lower interest rates, we're going to print the money, and that you're holding that with the negative interest rates? So the system doesn't work. It's gone mad. And then the reason the system is broken is because it's not an equal opportunity system. There's justifiable complaints about the failure of that system to produce education, to do those things. These people are justifiably saying this is broken because the system is broken. It needs to be reformed in a way that works better. In other words, let's increase the size of the pie. If it's done smart, you can increase productivity with increasing the size of the pie at the same time as you can divide it better. We have not made capitalism work for the average person. You and I spend a lot of time talking about philanthropy. Paul really has taught me a lot, and he's been a role model for me through the Robin Hood Foundation of being able to do all sorts of things. He and I know and really deeply believe in the fact that the system is unfair and is in many cases uneconomical, because what is the economics? How is it economically sensible to not have to spend the money to get kids through high school, those disadvantaged and disengaged kids? Just to put that there, it's such a pleasure to do with the governor of the state of Connecticut to be able to cost effectively get kids through high school, because it's cheap to do that. And yet the cost of incarceration, state, I think the number is $600 million a year spends on incarceration. The probability of what that changes in their life, in terms of what their lives are like, what their impact in terms of crime, we talk about crime in Hartford, Connecticut, and those things, and the cost on the society, the cost on the environment, makes that a peanuts type of expenditure. And the government doesn't do those things. So when we look at the well-being of the country, and you look at what are the things that determine a country that goes ahead well, you have to have something that is a fair system that strikes for something like equal opportunity, and you have to have something that invests in education and infrastructure and those kinds of things in order to make a healthier society. The key question is whether we're going to be able to come together as not demonize each side. In other words, there's a demonization and there's a split that's going on, and there's not a thoughtfulness in terms of how to engineer it, because we could make those pie increase. The economic return on investment of finding those things that could be done that educate people and so on in return on those investments are excellent. When you have a state that can't have a budget, they can't invest in education. So we need to re-engineer that, but the we is the key question. Will we do it together, or will we do it like we're going to kill each other? Capitalism needs to be fixed. And if you don't fix it, you're going to have a revolution.